Hey everyone, and welcome to this week's Q&A. Today we're going to be doing a three-parter talking about motivation, how to get motivated when you feel like it's an all-time low. Cheese, so all cheese lovers, how you can fit this into your diet. And number three, we'll be talking about what kind of pace is good for walking for your health and well-being. So before we actually go into the Q&A, I just want to say yes to my step team. Come on, we're in the lead. Well done, everyone. And also, it's been really, really busy behind the scenes at Lawn Fitness. This weekend, we filmed the new Yogascape number 7. We actually went out into the fields because basically we filmed a release in a Morgos. And it was on the rooftops in Greece, and it was just incredible. And from that moment, I thought, well, I can't go back now. We've got to build on this. We've got to be on location every time. So last time was in front of it was in a living room. It was in my parents' house actually, and they've got a really gorgeous living room with this beautiful fire. So we went for cozy vibes, and this time we went to the fields. And it was Easter bank holiday weekend. It was actually freezing. Like it was when we did it, it was first thing in the morning. It was about 7 or 8 degrees. I did not realize how cold it would be, but we did it, and it looks really cool. It looks really good. So that's coming. And we've changed the whole entire front end of the website. And we're offering more services now. So go check it out. So all the front end's changed. The back end is also changing soon. Techwell's working really, really hard behind the scenes. But all the front end has changed, and we are now offering one-on-one coaching as well. So all very exciting stuff. So it's extremely busy, but all really, really, really cool stuff. Anyway, so let's go into the Q&A. And if you are just going back to work today, or you're just literally starting back this week, back at school, or back after the bank holiday, just know that sometimes I know the first few days can feel really tricky. As soon as you're back into normal routine, you'll be all good. And just keep showing up for you. That's the most important thing. Get yourself showing up for you. Get to class no matter what, because you feel so much better for it, and you'll have so much more capacity for everything else going on. Okay, question number 1 was all about how to stay motivated when life is throwing curveballs, when life is really, really hard. And I think it can be really difficult. It can be really hard to stay motivated when you feel like life is just throwing a million challenges your way. And we all face times when motivation feels really difficult, because we're human beings. So when you feel like everything is stacked up against you and nothing is going your way, it's really hard to then feel motivated just to go and do a workout. Whether that be stress at work or home or relationship issues or just everyday life, it's really, really easy to feel stuck and to get stuck. But let's explore how we can actually move forwards from these times. Find your drive, even when things are tricky or not perfect. So I think firstly, it's okay just to acknowledge a struggle. Like it's okay to not feel motivated all the time. Just actually recognize that, because we are only human. So when you're going through hard times, it's natural to feel this way. Like life can be really hard, and it can be really hard to just pretend that everything's okay. But just accept that struggle is part of the process, and we are not going to feel motivated all the time. Like even me, like I don't feel motivated all the time, but I show up because I've got a choice. If I don't feel motivated, I can either not show up, not do a workout, and feel either the same or worse, or I can show up, I call it put on my big girl panties, show up, and then actually feel better for doing something. And I always know that I've got the power to choose. Now, motivation also doesn't have to come from anything big. It doesn't have to come from a huge workout. It could be just committing to 5 minutes. Like I'm going to do the first 5 minutes of whatever. For some people, depending on where you're at, it could be simply getting out of bed and making the bed. Like just starting off by doing that. Just small little actions, these can create momentum. Making yourself a proper breakfast, nourishing breakfast, and it can completely shift your energy and your outlook. So I think it's important to just start small and be realistic as well. So if you're thinking, right, I'm going to do a 30-minute workout later. Oh no, and it doesn't get done. Oh, I'll do it tomorrow. I'll do it tomorrow. I'll do it tomorrow. I'll do it on Monday. I'll start on Monday. It's just not going to happen. Aim for 5 minutes. Aim to do the warm up, or aim to do 10 minutes. And if you enjoy it, then okay, do a bolt on, do another one afterwards. But just lower the barrier and commit. And if 5 minutes turns into 10, turns into 15, then great. But you don't need to put the pressure on yourself to do more. And your mental well-being, your mental health will thank you for being gentle with your expectations, and also will massively thank you for doing something. And one of my favorite strategies to use is anchoring a healthy habit to something you already do. So, for example, after you have your morning coffee, have a glass of water. Or after you have your morning coffee, do a few stretches or squats. Or when you get up in the morning, like for me personally, I do have a coffee. I have a coffee, I have a bit of breakfast, and then I go and teach. Like it's that routine. Anchor it to something you already do. And this is why I think working out in the morning works best, because it's already anchored to your day. You get up, you do your workout, then the day starts. So I just think that anchoring a healthy habit, anchoring your workout to something, because then you don't have to rely on motivation, because it becomes something that you just end up doing. So one thing that you could do is you could do it first thing in the morning before your body even knows what's going on. Or I've had some members who have really demanding jobs and work a hybrid, but a lot of the time they're working from home. So just making a meeting in the diary for 20 minutes to do a 20-minute workout and the other 10 minutes to have your lunch. It's so helpful and just really, really productive, and actually works really well. And then you just get into a routine of when you do that, and it becomes second nature. But I think the most important thing to do is just be kind to yourself, and just know that even if it's not something drastic, it doesn't mean that you're not moving forwards. Like, showing up means so much, even if you are showing up imperfectly. You know, you're rocking out of bed, you're doing a workout in your pajamas, amazing. Or you say for the first 10 minutes of a workout, amazing. Embrace imperfect action, because it actually means that you're moving forwards and you are building that mental resilience every time you make the choice to do that. So if life's been a little bit tough recently, just give yourself some grace and cut it down, put it into bite-sized chunks. And remember that motivation won't come first. It's the action first. So you've got to take the action to feel motivated. Don't rely on your motivation to just randomly improve, because it won't. And you've got this. Just take it one step at a time and keep moving forwards. Okay, next part of the Q&A is I love cheese. How can I fit it into my food plan? Oh, I love cheese too. And I just want to bust the myth that cheese is a villain, because it is not. You can absolutely enjoy cheese completely and utterly guilt-free whilst hitting all of your health, nutrition, fitness goals, targets. So cheese is not inherently bad. It's rich in nutrients like calcium. It is rich in protein and even some healthy fats. It's got a place in a balanced diet. And the issue isn't cheese itself, it's the overconsumption of cheese. So having too much of it, or pairing it with foods that don't really support your goals. So a slice of cheese can be as small as about an ounce. So the size of a pair of dice, for example. You don't need to eat the whole block of cheddar to feel satisfied. With cheese, it's all about portion control and eating it mindfully. And a lot of the time we try and pair cheese with other foods, and what you pair with it does matter as well. So, you know, let's say you're having a salad and you put some feta in there, or a vegetable stir fry and, you know, a sprinkle of parmesan just to bring the flavor out. And so I've got a client currently who loves goat cheese but wants to avoid eating too much of it. So we worked on pairing it with fresh vegetables and lean proteins like chicken or tofu, just to make it more of a balanced meal. And suddenly her cravings became more under control, and she still got to enjoy her favorite food, which is goat cheese, which is amazing. So if you absolutely love goat cheese, or you love cheese, and you want to continue to eat it, then just plan it in your day. You know, if you want to have a cheese platter for dinner, for example, pair it with some whole grain crackers and a protein source like some lean turkey and lots of vegetables, because then that way it's more nutrient dense and it's more satisfying, because you've got that variety in there. So just make sure that you are enjoying cheese in moderation. You know, we all want that gooey melted cheese on our pizza, and yeah, that's great. That's perfect. There is nothing wrong with that. It's just all about having it in moderation. You don't need to cut out the foods that you love. And I think quite often as humans, we like to label things. We like to label things. That's good, that's bad, have this, don't have that. When in actual fact, we do live in the grey area. Like, yes, cheese is good for you. It has so many beneficial properties for your body and for your bones, like calcium. It's amazing. But over consuming it, if you want to, if you're on a weight loss journey, for example, over consuming it, it's dense in calories because it tends to be higher in fat. Not that there's anything wrong with that. So it will potentially put you into a surplus, depending on what else you're eating that day. Or it might not. So it depends. It really depends. So just make sure that you are balancing your meals, you are keeping your portions in check, and that's the best thing that you can do. And don't label it as good or bad, because cheese isn't good or bad. It's cheese. Cheese is cheese. Cheese is great. So it's just about how to pair it with the right things and moderate it as well. Just portion size it. You don't need to feel guilty for eating cheese. It's delicious, it's satisfying, it's part of a healthy, balanced life. Enjoy it in moderation and your body will thank you for it. It's got some very, very healthy properties. And the last part of the Q&A today is, what is the best pace for walking for your health? Now, gosh, walking, I think, is one of the most accessible and underrated exercises you can do. Like, it's completely free, it's easy, and it can have a massive, massive impact on your health and well-being. Even just getting out in fresh air, it works wonders, doesn't it? It's so accessible, it's so easy, you don't need any fancy equipment, you just put your shoes on and off you go. But when we're talking about the speed, what speed should we be going to make it beneficial? So it depends, really. It really depends. Any walking is good. But if you're talking about, right, okay, so for my cardio fitness, what is beneficial? And I would probably go towards, walking of a moderate intensity. So you should be walking briskly enough to elevate your heart rate, but still be able to hold a conversation. So think of it where you're not completely out of breath, but you're still working. So you can have a conversation, you can chat easily. No, you can sort of chat easily, as in, like, it might be ever so slightly broken. Like, if you can talk like I'm talking right now and you're walking, well, you're probably going a bit too slow, but you can have a bit of a conversation. But if you are totally out of breath, like completely out of breath, you're pushing too hard. But you might want to do interval training and then do that kind of thing, where you push hard for like a minute, you're completely out of breath, and then you slow down. But in terms of general health and well-being, elevating the heart rate to get a bit breathless is great, and so a brisk walk, it can do wonders for your cardiovascular health. It can help to regulate your blood sugar levels. It can help improve your mental well-being, your mental clarity, and it's just a great way to reduce stress and boost your mood as well. And just, getting out in fresh air, it's brilliant. So to really, really boost your health benefits, if you're really wanting to do that, what you can do is, like I said, do intervals. So where you really are going, you can alternate between either really going for it and then going moderately brisk, when you can kind of hold a bit of a conversation, then go again. Or if you wanted to, you could alternate between brisk and then just a slower pace. But really, it's not so much about the pace that you go, it's about just keeping consistent and just getting out every day, out into the fresh air, getting some steps, even if it's just a 15-minute walk to the shops at lunchtime or whatever. It's really important just to get yourself outside. Speaking of that, how many steps are you doing on average? We want to be making sure that we are hitting around, on average, 7,500 on average per day. So if your steps are low during the week, we want to try and pull them up at the weekend so that on average you're hitting above that, because that is deemed active and beneficial for our health and well-being. So there you have it. Consistency is key always, and it's completely up to you. If you're thinking about, okay, what is good for my heart health? A nice little brisk walk is good. Bit of a chat, just elevate the heart rate a little bit. Or if you're really wanting to work your heart health, you're wanting to push it a little bit harder, then you can do those intervals that I spoke about as well. But I think the most important thing is to walk at a pace that you enjoy, because then you'll keep doing it. So if you like going out and you like having a bit of a stroll, then that's great, because you're going to be getting steps. You are going to be working your heart. Just because you go out and you have a slow walk doesn't mean that it's not good for you. Do you know what I mean? So you can still do that. So just go at a pace that you enjoy, enjoy the journey. Anyway, I hope that's been useful, everyone. I hope you enjoyed the Q&A this week. It's been a fun 3-parter, and I will see you in class tomorrow. Bye, gang.